Episode number 32 of the No Money Spent series. Now, yesterday's video was very short. This one is quite the opposite. This is a mammoth of a video, but giving you guys a preview of what we're doing today. We're going to be getting into these third inning moments. We're starting with these Kieth Hernandez ones. To be completely honest, I did not have very much trouble with these missions. Kieth Hernandez had enough power, and as long as you were able to find the gap or get it down the line pretty consistently, the extra base hits were not a problem for me. So we start off with that one. I think I actually did it in one game, and it was a multi-game mission. So now we got to get 6 hits and an extra base hit in a few games against the Houston Astros. We also ended up getting this one done pretty easily. Like I said, he doesn't have enough power to where he gets flyouts very easily unless you're power swinging. So like I said, stuff gets down, but as long as you can find a gap pretty consistently, it isn't difficult. This one's going to be 5 hits and 1 extra base hit against the New York Mets, facing Jeurys Familia. And thankfully, the runner stealing actually created a little bit of a gap there for us to hit, and we went 5 for 5 that game, so that was pretty successful. And now we're gonna get 3 hits against the Braves on All-Star. So this one actually a little bit more difficult. Thankfully, it's only one game. There's a lot of multi-game moments here, so that is kind of annoying because they do take a lot longer, especially if you can't get them done. But for me, these Kieth Hernandez moments were not difficult. I know a lot of people were complaining with the Al Kaline moments. I had a lot of trouble with him. Most recently, the Omar Vizquel moments, a lot of people have been complaining about. But honestly, I haven't really found a whole lot of difficulty in any of them. Again, just whacking one up the middle with Kieth Hernandez, it just gets down because he doesn't hit it hard enough. So we end up getting that one done against the Cubs. Now we get the Padres here. Kirby Yates in the game at the top in the 9th, and he's not really doing what he needs to. Fortunately, we had to hold at second, but the run still does come in. And so we end up getting that total bases moment done. Once again, just putting up 4 for 5 stat lines. Really having success with Kieth Hernandez in these moments was actually a nice surprise because I've seen a lot of people on Reddit and Twitter complaining. So I was pretty happy that I didn't actually struggle. That was the only home run that I hit with Kieth Hernandez, and it came in an opportune time. So we end up winning. Now we're going to go ahead and face the Cardinals on Hall of Fame. I play on Hall of Fame most games. I did not this game because I forgot I'm actually using Reds right now, getting Reds innings to hopefully progress in the Reds team affinity. But we do end up getting the win there. Cody Allen secures it. As you can see, Moustakis was player of the game. Like I said, just working in Reds, getting innings for games that I do have to play, and that's going to just help me overall. And there we go. Kieth Hernandez is on the squad, and the stub count's getting up there, so I'm pretty happy. Plus, we're very close to the third inning program. We got 295 program stars. So we're going to go ahead and do these Dawson moments, or at least attempt them. Andre Dawson, it's nice to see a lower level Andre Dawson card in the game because that kind of happens pretty infrequently. The past few years, we've only seen really high overall Andre Dawson cards. So it's kind of cool to see a lower level Andre Dawson card. Unfortunately, his stats against righties are pretty abysmal, so a lot of my damage was being done with lefties. That we got very lucky that was a hit. Should not have been a hit, but hey, sometimes one bloops in. So we're going to take advantage of that. We get that multi-game moment done against the Reds. Stepping in now against the Chicago Cubs. That is an absolute perfect. And that's going to be a home run. So that's going to be our 4 total bases in one sitting right there. Going back against the Cubs here in this moment. We end up ending, however, this multi-game moment on the Padres, and we end up getting that last hit. There we go. Yeah, that's that moment being done. So I'm actually incorrect. I did not realize that I did the Padres moment before the Cubs moment. That's my fault. Disregard what I said, please. Now, we're actually facing the Cubs here, and we hit a home run. That's going to go ahead and put us over the edge. Now we got this one against St. Louis. To be honest, I put in a few attempts in this moment. I did not succeed. And to be honest, I couldn't care less. So we got 30 out of 50. I figure I will definitely be able to get hits with outfielders eventually. And so I didn't really rush this moment at all, or rush to get this card, because I didn't really need it. So we're just finishing up some of these cap collections. If you haven't done these, they're super easy to do, especially if you've been doing collections. We're also going to go ahead and collect all 5 of the Future Stars players that we currently have to get some stubs and XP. It's just nice that they do that. It's just the little things, man. Always look inside your collections. We now have 298 out of 300 program stars. We're going back to attempt the Andre Dawson moments one more time. Hopefully we can do it. I'll give you a hint, I still didn't complete the St. Louis one, but at least I hit a nuke on the one against the Phillies, so we'll go ahead and get that one done. So I got all of them but one moment done, and at that point, now I'm just going to go ahead and skip that other moment, and we'll eventually get hits with the outfielders. So we do have to play the Nats against CPU though for some of those program points, and I'm actually going to go ahead and do that to get innings with Tigers. Now that was one of my missions actually for this challenge, or for those daily challenges, and that will go ahead and actually get us the perfect amount of program stars that we need to go ahead and get the 3rd inning program done. Eugenio Suarez was successful. Like I said, still using reds, still taking advantage of these innings that I have to play, so we can go ahead and get some progress towards the team affinity. And there we go. We win in 9 innings, get Janikowski, but we also get the 3rd inning program choice pack out of our post-game reward. And again, I'm probably going to sell him unless he plays like an absolute beast and goes 3 for 3 with 10 home runs. I probably won't keep him because I do need the stubs right now. We are very, very, very close to go ahead and getting Gary Sheffield and officially being halfway through collections to get 99 Mickey Mantle. So I'm super stoked about that. These are just program packs that I got from doing these Kieth Hernandez and Andre Dawson moments. And now we got this gold legacy pack. I already took Judge. To be honest, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to take Griffey. I'll get all 3 of them eventually. I'm just going to take the show 18 hat because, again, I don't think it matters. I think most people would agree. Now we got 16 standard packs. Looking to get some fire. We get Carlos Correa. That's definitely a fantastic start on one of the higher level golds. Nothing out of the 2nd pack. These were most of these standard packs I got from the Conquest in last episode that I actually did not open, and the rest of these I believe came from the inning programs. So now Curtis Granderson out of that one. Still haven't seen a whole lot of heat yet. John Lester out of that one. Man, he's still going, man. John Lester. You see 1 of 50 odds. Just checking the odds because haven't been super successful in the past few pack openings. There we go. Finally, we get a diamond. Again, I've been pretty lucky. Max Scherzer is definitely a beast. But we got a National League starting pitcher. We're looking to repeat on Max Scherzer or Jacob deGrom, and no, we get Walker Buehler. But I actually don't mind getting this pull because we're just going to hold on to him. We're going to do the Dodgers very soon. So we're just going to hold on to him. We're not going to bother selling him. And that's actually not a terrible diamond for our situation. But obviously, pretty much anybody but Walker Buehler would have been nice. Like I said, though, I'm not complaining in any way, shape, or form. Ripping through the rest of these standard packs. Jameson Taillon. Got 4 more remaining. Roberto Perez out of that one. Getting a pretty healthy amount of silver, so that is nice to see. 2 of these standard packs remaining. We actually get Jose Leclerc out of that one of the earlier cards in that pack. Then cargo in our last pack. Ballin' is a habit now. Looking to find a diamond. I don't think I've gotten a diamond out of these packs yet. We get Marcell Ozuna out of that one. And there we go. Justin Turner out of the second one. Not necessarily ideal, but I'm not complaining. We set 2 headliners and we get a diamond. This could be big. Hopefully it's Trout. All we can do is hope. It's a National League center fielder, and because he is not sliding, it is not Ronald Acuna. It is going to be, in fact, Ketel Marte. Actually, a pretty decent diamond. He goes for a decent amount because he is the only diamond on the Arizona Diamondbacks. So we can actually sell him. We just did that collection in the last episode, but we can still sell him, make a decent amount of stubs. He still goes for about 18,000. So 2 of the lower overall diamond pulls, but I'm gonna 100% take what I can get. We get this third inning choice pack. I think the obvious choice here, if you want to keep anybody, is Chipper, but I went ahead and went with Brian Roberts because I very much remember him playing on the Orioles a few years ago. He was a beast, and then I think injuries held him back a little bit, but regardless, we're going to hop into a ranked game, try out Brian Roberts, see if he is worth keeping. We put Newhouser in the bump. B-Rob is leading off, and we're going to go ahead and play the Boston Biscuits. His team isn't great. I do like the Team Affinity Devers. I think that's an underrated card. He's got 99 Reggie Jackson, 95 Madrigal. We got to watch out for the bunt and cheese against Mr. Madrigal. We both got Newhouser on the bump. Hopefully, we can take a W. Taylor Trammell now the first at bat, and I'm telling you, Taylor Trammell, one of the most underrated Team Affinities. He continues to smash for me. And there we go. We get a 1-out triple with Mr. Trammell. In steps Buster Posey now. All he does is destroy lefties. So I was hoping for a little bit better there. We actually get tagged out at home. Kind of dumb for me to run, but regardless, D.D. Gregorius gets a fastball right down the middle, and he didn't miss it. Player of the Month Didi has one of the best swings in the game, and paired with pretty amazing stats, definitely one of the best cards you can get for free. You know I had to watch the replay on a no doubt. Absolutely disrespectful. Gregorius. The bat flip. It was only 426 feet, but, you know, we'll take it. Next up, Mike Schmidt here, and I just missed the inside fastball. Could not quite turn on it, so that's going to be the final out in the first. Alex Kirilloff now up, and I got frozen by Hal Newhouser. So that was not a great inning from me. I actually realized this guy wasn't very good, so I put in Roy Oswalt, and just point proven, he was swinging at pretty much everything. So I was definitely going to take advantage of Oswalt, try to get some prestige points in. And the backdoor curve, Oswalt actually helps himself out there with a base hit. But that's what I'm doing when I see guys that aren't very good at the game. I am trying to take advantage, and I was getting a little too cute with the fastballs, and Reggie Jackson does make me pay. So it's now 1-2. Mike Schmidt now steps up, and Mike Schmidt did not miss that curveball right down the middle. That's going to be perfect contact, and I would be hard pressed if that was not a home run. But again, with Oswalt, just taking advantage of this guy swinging at pretty much everything. Gonna go ahead and get the strikeout on Newhouser. Brian Roberts now steps in. That was an absolute missile, but it was right to the shortstop, and so that's not a good showing from Brian Roberts. He ended up quitting after that inning, so we end up getting the W. What did we learn? Brian Roberts, not a great card. As much as I wanted him to be a great card, honestly, just get Vidal Brujan from Team Affinity. He can do so much better. But looking at the box score, Oswalt actually had 8 strikeouts. Looking at his prestige, We're still pretty far away, so I might not even bother. I still kind of regret locking him in. That was probably pretty dumb of me. But, maybe he'll be of use later. We'll go ahead and put up an order for Brian Roberts. Now we want to do these Players League moments and ultimately get these Players League packs, because these are going to go ahead and get us a ton of value in terms of stubs. Because if you saw earlier in the video, the lower overalls are going for about 10k at the time, and the higher overalls were going for about 30. But first, we're going to go ahead and get some showdowns in. And there's Lorenzo Cain putting a ball in the gap against Josh Hader. That's going to go ahead and give us the final run that we need. We got thrown out of third, but it doesn't matter because we ended up succeeding. Ryan Healy comes in, and that is going to go ahead and give us a showdown victory. I am still playing showdown. I'm continuing to grind it, and as you can see in the top right, we are very close to level 1 gold, where we can then get a 99 overall player. But first, more showdown. Again, a pretty awful hit, but we will 100% take it. That's going to go ahead and get us another showdown victory. Once again, we've been grinding all of these Reds innings, so of course this will be for ultimately the Reds team affinity to get, of course, the Joey Votto and later on the Nick Lodolo. So we're going to go ahead and get that done. And again, we're pretty much just gaining stubs everywhere we go and everything that we do, and that's one of the best things about the show. Now we got to do this on base machine Joey Votto moment, so we got to get on base 3 times in one game against the Philadelphia Phillies. Joey Votto actually is a decent swing, and although he doesn't have a whole lot of power and nobody uses his card, he's actually not too terrible for moments. So that ends up being a home run. Of course, the final on base that we needed, or the final time on base that we needed. And now we're going to go ahead and get our vouchers exchange. As you can see here, though, we started with about 30 team affinity points, which made these a lot easier to exchange. We only had to do 2 showdowns instead of potentially 3. And now if we go all the way over, you can see we've got to stage 2. Now we're going to go ahead and open some packs. We got some of these from ranked. Of course, winning that game gives us some players, and we also got some affinity packs, of course, from showdown. So that's nice to see. We got Luke Voigt out of that first silver player. Carson Kelly, I was hoping for some higher level silvers. There we go. Mike Soroka is a nice silver to get. Kevin Pillar is our last and final silver. Now we're going to go ahead, and to be honest, I'm just going to go ahead and take Gary Carter or Rod Carew. Those are the 2 that I would be taking. I'm out of that pack just because they have the highest overall and therefore have the most overall exchange value, because that's really what those cards are used for. Now we got Daniel Norris out of that pack. We got 9 team affinities, G-Man Choi. In that one, we're trying to be clutch, trying to be great. Trout out of a pack, question mark. I would love to see it, but I have a funny feeling it will not happen. But who knows? Maybe it will one day. Hint: these next 5 packs do not contain a Mike Trout. We end up getting Masahiro Tanaka. I think that's our first silver out of these team affinity packs. We get Carlos Santana, another pretty decent gold actually. Not a card that I would mind pulling at all. We're gonna go ahead and just quick sell this. I'm never gonna really use it, so I've gotten in the habit of just quick selling those stadium sounds that are gold and above, because to be honest, I'm never gonna use them. I don't even have my headphones in most of the time when I'm playing this game, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna hear it anyway. Now we're gonna get into these Players League moments. Players League is really fun to watch, but nevertheless, we're getting through these moments. The Giolito one was a little bit annoying because it's 5 innings of work. That's a lot for a moment. We got the Blake Snell 5 strikeouts. That only took us about 2 innings. Now we got 3 hits with Jeff McNeil. Jeff McNeil is a really glitchy swing. or he has a really glitchy swing. So these were pretty easy, and we take care of it pretty fast. And there we go. We got our quarterfinals, our first quarterfinals choice pack. That's going to go ahead and give us one of the lower tier diamonds. Nevertheless, they are diamonds. And there it is. Ian Happ takes care of business. He also has a glitchy swing and a just glitchy card in general. So he was pretty easy to get the moments. But now Bo Bichette was not. Bo Bichette, I very much struggled. His card did not play well for me. Thankfully, eventually, we did go ahead and get those extra base hits. It was a little bit of a struggle, but you know, life is a struggle sometimes. So now Dwight Smith steps in up against Mr. DeGrom, and Dwight Smith cranks a no doubt shot down the line. Thankfully, it gets on the foul pole, and if it went foul, that would have been kind of sad, but we got our 6 total bases in only 2 at-bats, and we were actually the only 2 hits that the Baltimore Orioles got in those 3 innings. Now we got the Dodgers versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Of course, we're going to use Gavin Lux, and Gavin Lux is able to take Snell yard. I just find Snell easy to hit. A lot of people hate his release. I think it's super easy to pick up once you see it. A lot of stuff hangs with Blake Snell as well, so I'm a huge fan of Snell, at least facing him, not necessarily pitching with him. Now we got these Gallo moments. They're actually a little bit more difficult than I initially thought, just because of the shift and whatnot. But thankfully, we were able to go ahead and cruise into second base. We're the last out of the game, and so we get our 8 total bases. And that's going to be the final moment of these Players League moments. They weren't super difficult. A few of them were kind of annoying. The Bo Bichette one was kind of annoying, but we'll go ahead and get a diamond sponsorship. You know, the franchise warriors that use sponsorships, I'm sure somebody will eventually buy that, but I'm just going to kind of leave it up. Not too concerned. Now we got to get to 70. So we're going to go ahead and get into some event games with a bunch of White Sox and Rays. So we're going to be using White Sox hitters and, of course, Rays pitchers. So hopefully that will go ahead and give us a much higher chance to go ahead and get those hits and or strikeouts. I did have to play a few event games, but I think it's better than playing the CPU a bunch. So we did end up exiting the event game. We ended up taking the W, but more importantly, we go ahead and claim our semifinals pack and a rookie Manny Machado. But our semifinals pack is a little bit more important. So now we got 3 standard packs, the 2 quarterfinals packs, and the semifinals pack. I believe this was all exclusively from the Players League program. We go ahead and get Mitch Garver, and I did not quick sell him. Very smart move there. Do not quick sell unless you know they're not going for more than the quick sell value. And out of those 3 packs, we actually got a couple of twins, Byron Buxton and Mitch Garver, but they were pretty good. So ultimately, I'm just going to take the one that sells for the most. Dwight Smith sells for the most for whatever reason. Not entirely sure why, but he does sell for the most, so we'll go ahead and take him. Now to that semifinals pack, we're going to take Giolito because he sells for the most. Like I said, these are just guys that I'm going to sell. I don't plan on keeping them around. I don't plan on doing the Blake Snell because I think he's pretty easy to hit in general. And I did not have a whole lot of success with his face of the franchise card, so I don't have a whole lot of reason to go after his 95. Now back into some showdowns. Chris Bryant is clutch. With only 1 out remaining, he hits a 3-run home run and gives us the win in showdown. Feels great, man, but we're doing the National League Showdown, getting these done. Of course, for Nick Lodolo, you saw earlier, we got Votto. Now we just need to do a few of these to get Nick Lodolo. And our level is very closely creeping up. It's getting very close to level 1 gold. So hopefully we'll have that pack to open as well after. Of course, we do a few more showdowns. We're playing Zach Brown, Eugenio Suarez. Absolutely mashes. His swing is amazing. Love his swing. And he's a great card in showdowns. So we're going to go ahead and get the victory here. Once again, just playing through the showdowns, I think, is worth it. A lot of people like to skip, but I think playing through, for the most part, gives you the most XP until we finally hit level 1 gold, everybody. And also, we're sitting on 300,000 stubs with everything that we've done in this episode. Of course, that's with Brian Roberts, with Ketel Marte, with the Players League players. In general, we just got a bunch of stubs from this video and really took advantage of the programs that SDS gives us and using them to our advantage in terms of stub making. So that's going to be our last voucher. We are now a Reds super fan, and we'll go ahead and claim Nick Lodolo. I love his stats, love his pitch mix, love his release. So I'm really excited to use this card. Kind of an underrated Future Stars card. I rated him pretty high, but I know a lot of people didn't. So we're going to go ahead and take out DeGrom. He kind of had a short-lived run on our team, and we're going to go ahead and put in Nick Lodolo for now. Now going through, we got even more packs, and of course, we got sort of the topper here, the XP reward, 99 overall player guaranteed. I already know who I'm going to be going with from this pack. I think it's pretty obvious, especially going with Posey first. I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to go with as my second option, especially looking at my positions and my positions of need. We got Guzman out of that pack. Again, I just had a few affinities and standards lying around, of course, from that Nick Lodolo Team Affinity program. We go ahead and get Bumgarner and Ottavino. Not exactly what you're looking for, but now we got the XP reward path pack for hitting level 1 gold. And I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to go with. I'm going to end up going with Reggie Jackson. I think he's the move. I think he's the guy that you guys should probably be getting second. Mr. October, he rakes. I need another outfield position. So unfortunately, Vlad Guerrero is going to have to go. Despite hitting damn near 500 for me, he's going to have to leave the team. So it does feel a little bit disrespectful, but if you like the almost 30-minute episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.